Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into one of the coolest and most important topics in AI right now. How do we build agents that can actually, remember? We're talking about going from basic chatbots to assistants that are genuinely reliable. And the key to all of it? It's memory. So let's dig in and figure out what that really means.
And this, right here, this is the big idea. I mean, think about it. An agent that just forgets everything the second you're done talking, that's not really an assistant, it's just a tool. But an agent that remembers who you are, what you like, what you've talked about before, now that is a game changer. That's a real partner. Memory is literally what makes them smart. So, if we're going to build agents that can remember, we need to start with a solid foundation. And that foundation rests on understanding the huge difference between two very important concepts, memory and state. You got to get this right because it's pretty much the blueprint for everything else we're going to talk about. And this lays it out so clearly. So on the left, you've got memory. Think of this as the agent's long-term knowledge, its whole life story, everything it's learned over time. And on the right, you've got state. That's just what's happening right now. It's the temporary, in-the-moment info for the current task. So memory is the entire library, state is just the one page it has open.
Okay, so now that we've got that distinction down, let's go a level deeper. If memory is like a big library in the agent's mind, well, it's not just one giant room. It's actually made up of different kinds of memory, and each one has a very specific job to do. So let's take a little tour of the different rooms inside the agent's mind.
All right, first up, short-term memory. And the sticky note analogy is just perfect. This is the agent's working brain, right? It's holding on to all those little details you need for the conversation you're having right now. Things like, what was the last thing they asked me, or what's that file name we're talking about? It's what keeps the conversation on track. And then we've got the big one, the library itself. This is long-term memory. And this, my friends, is where the real magic happens. This is where it stores stuff like your user preferences, maybe you like your summaries in bullet points, or key company policies it needs to follow. This is what gives an agent that feeling of persistence, like it actually knows you.
Next up is what we call episodic memory. I love this photo album idea. It's basically a record of specific things that have happened. Past conversations, past events. This is how an agent can say, hey, remember last week when we talked about the quarterly report? We decided to focus on sales figures. It allows it to actually learn from what worked and what didn't in the past.
Okay, now we're going to get a little technical, but stick with me because this one is a huge deal. It's called vector memory. Now, don't worry about the name. All you need to know is that this is the agent's super-powered search engine. Instead of just looking for exact keywords, it understands the meaning, the concept behind what you're asking. So if you ask, how do we do on profit last quarter, it knows to look for stuff about revenue or financials, even if you didn't say those exact words. It's about the vibe of what you're asking, not just the text.
So we've gone through all the different types of memory, the theory, which is great. But how does this all come together when an agent is actually, doing something? Let's switch from the blueprint to the build and see this thing in action.
This breaks it down perfectly. Let's say you ask your agent to summarize a long document. Here's the thought process. Step 1, recall. It dips into its long-term memory and remembers, this user likes summaries as bullet points. Step 2, analyze. It looks at the current state, the document you just gave it. And finally, step 3, act. It pulls a policy from long-term memory on how to summarize and then gets to work, creating that bulleted list for you. It's this beautiful dance between all the different parts.
So what kind of stuff should you be teaching your agent to remember? Well, here are a few really powerful examples. It can remember the outcomes of tasks it's already done, so you're not reinventing the wheel every time. It can remember important rules and policies, so it always stays on track. And of course, it can remember all those personal preferences that make the interaction feel tailored just for you.
Now, giving an agent a memory is an incredible leap forward, but it also comes with a ton of responsibility. We absolutely cannot talk about building memory without also talking about building it safely and ethically. So let's get into the golden rules.
These right here, these are non-negotiable. First, and most importantly, you have to protect user privacy, period. That means you need crystal clear data policies. What are you storing? For how long? You need to be actively rotating any sensitive info, and this is a big one, automatically getting rid of data you just don't need anymore. Trust is everything here.
And really, it all boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. If you take away nothing else, please let it be this. Store only what you need for as long as you need it.
This single principle is the absolute foundation of building agents responsibly. It keeps your users safe, and it actually makes your systems way more efficient and secure.
So there you have it. We've seen how memory can completely transform an AI from a simple tool into a true assistant. We've looked at the different ways they can remember, and we talked about the responsibilities that come along with that power. The technology is here, it's ready, so the only question left is the one for you, the builder. Your agent can remember. What will you teach it?